Before we get started at all this morning, I have a bone to pick with the climate here at Knott's Berry Farm. It seems to me that this park refuses to be covered by any kind of marine layer or fog, because as we got here, this is the spot. This is the epicenter of the marine layer breaking up at 10:30 when we get here this morning. That just makes me a little bit upset as a man that myself hates the sun personally, on a personal level. That being said, let's go into the farm and see what's going on post week 1, Knott's Scary Farm. All right, so we're kind of in full swing of like the off season now. During the daytime, Spooky Farm runs Thursday through Sunday, so they're not doing anything Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. And then obviously Scary Farm at night, which is a completely separate deal. So the park isn't too bad. The entryway to get in, if you don't have a stroller, is easy.
Breezy Mick Deluxe.
Sneezy Deezy Mick Deluxe.
Silver Bullet is going, both trains, full strength. Just nobody on one of them because there's not enough people that want to ride it. We, however, are hungry first thing in the park, and we kind of want to try that firecracker burger. So we're gonna head over to Sutter's and get ourselves an early lunch. I think this is our first item. This is our first Scary Farm item. It came with I call it the Sutter special, cold fries for some reason, probably from last night. It is what it is.
Yeah. Huh. Who's hungry?
Zombie Apocalypse Firecracker Burger. Take one. Oh. It's supposed to have like the crispy jalapenos in it.
They're on the bottom.
They're there, but it's a good burger. 3 out of 5 stars. Wouldn't change a thing. Over here by the Calico stage, they put these little kiosks up. I don't remember these being used last week, but they're going to be used for something probably for Spooky Farm. These might be a couple trick-or-treat stations for some delicious candies. And at the request of Harley, she asked if we could do the mine ride again because she really wants to see that pink fairy. So they had all the audio and everything running. The props are all up and everything's there like it was last week, but they still aren't running the video screens. I'm assuming they're just doing that probably during Spooky Farm in the day and then Scary Farm at night when they have the green fairy, not the pink fairy, that eats the kids after turning them into candy. We'll come again during Spooky Farm at one point and see if that theory is true. But for now, onward and upward. Right now, we're going to try to enter our names into the competition of Best Parents of the Year by asking if we can ride the log ride with Harley and the Bjorn. We already know the answer, but
We're gonna ask anyway.
and I know it's a foregone conclusion, and I've all but given up on it, but we still don't have the skull at the top of the little drop. We didn't have it last year all year, and not this year either, not even a mention of it. So I'm assuming that it's done skis, it's all gone, which is a shame, because that was kind of an iconic little piece of structure there on an already iconic ride. Quick, girls, the train came back. We gotta catch it. Let's go. I will say it's an interesting choice to not run the Goose on weekdays, but then again, they do need this train as a photo op during Scary Farm at night, Wednesdays through Sundays. So I guess it kind of makes sense that they're running the full train. They are doing it sans outdoor cars. It's just the 3 inside cars in the caboose right now. So there's still plenty of room for everybody. They filled this train up, so people are still riding it. And finally, after a long, kind of like worrying, I will say, hiatus, our boy, Silver Bullet, finally came back. It's running at full strength again. Both trains are operating. However, obviously it being a slower morning, they're only running one with people on it right now and ghost riding the other one, which is totally fine. But I will say it's good having this ride back now, just in the nick of time, because this is a fan favorite at this park, and they very, very much need it around when the busy seasons start to hit, those being Scary Farm season and Merry Farm season. So good to have you back, old pal. Excuse me, miss, do you mind if we enter your Fiesta Village?
That sounded really wrong.
Swing and a miss.
The park as a whole really isn't super crowded today, but it's not empty either. Like, I thought it was gonna be a lot emptier. I thought everybody was gonna kind of be back to school and doing their own thing, but surprisingly, there's a lot of people here. Now, it is Monday. We are in the time of year where a lot of people will extend their weekends to Monday or from Friday on. So Mondays and Fridays have a tendency to be a little bit busier than in the middle of the week, but still, it's still busier than I thought it was gonna be today. Knott's making that money. And you haven't heard anybody really make a peep about this ride for a little while, and that's because just as fast as work restarted on this ride, it shut down again. As soon as they got those tarps put up and they got the spikes kind of primed and everything, they stopped work again. So I haven't heard why they decided to do that. Maybe get it to a certain point, and maybe they are working underneath the tarp, but I gotta be honest, usually when they're working on this stuff, I can hear them. I don't hear anything going on underneath it. And they did reopen Jaguar, which means they're not planning on working on that part of the ride at any time soon. But I don't know what the deal is with the ride. I don't know if maybe they're waiting until a slower time. I really hope that's not the case, because if it is, that means they're not going to resume progress on this ride until January of 2025, which is when I thought they were going to reopen it in general. But I don't know. Maybe they're waiting on parts. Maybe that's what it is. Regardless, it needs to get going again, because I need my hopes reignited for Montezuma. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
And just out of sheer morbid curiosity, we're gonna go look at what Camp Snoopy looks like right now, because I have a feeling that this is probably the most crowded part of the park. Well, it's not crowded. There is quite a few people here that are playing hooky from school and work. I can't think of a better reason than skipping your daily duties than coming to Knott's Berry Farm and enjoying a nice, not so warm, but not cool enough autumn day. You know, Camp Snoopy's so close to being a land free of these brown construction walls, but they still don't know what to do with this area here, since apparently we're not going to be getting airmail back. But if that's the case, then what goes here instead? But the good news is they're utilizing the stage as a photo op here now. I'm wondering if we're going to be getting the Peanuts characters here to be taking photos with them when Spooky Farm starts. Hopefully they utilize these cabins here as trick-or-treat stations as well. And inside the Camp Snoopy store, they do have some of the Spooky Farm merch out now. They got the stand in front of the main door, and then a couple different shirt designs and some plushies, and then the old buckets of cotton candy for you to come and sink your teeth into.
Your vampire teeth.
And I did mention it on last week's live stream, but I didn't officially put it in one of my videos yet, and that is that Camp Snoopy has the sign up finally. Thus, the land is 95% complete.
95 knots, 95.
It's like you're dreaming about gorgonzola cheese when it's clearly brie time, baby.
Thus ends another adventure in the boysenberry capital of this boysenberry area.
Oh, I know what you mean.
It's a typical day here at Knott's, just kind of an off day, basically just biding their time until Scary Farm starts again on Thursday. So until that time, when the fog rolls back in, we'll see you up on the mountain, in the studios, or at the farm. Catch y'all on that flippity flop.